12 years ago, a Microsoft lifer named Phil Spencer walked into his brand new CEO's office and talked him out of selling Xbox off for parts. He saved it. This year, that same man retired. 38 years at Microsoft, done, and the company handed his job to someone who's never shipped a single video game. Her actual specialty? Artificial intelligence and subscriptions. And that's not even the strange part. I'm Andrew. On Signal tomorrow, we take the biggest moves in tech and read the story the press release is trying not to tell you. Subscribe if you'd rather know what a company means before its PR team decides how to say it. Because this Xbox handoff, it means a lot. Rewind to 2013. May 21st, Microsoft unveils the Xbox One, a $500 machine that needed a constant internet connection, locked down your used games, and bundled a camera called Kinect whether you wanted it or not. That was $100 more than Sony's PlayStation 4. Gamers revolted. Sony ran off with the entire console generation, and it's still the bestseller. Xbox turned into the division people quietly wished would go away. When Satya Nadella took over as chief executive in 2014, the picture was grim. Sony was outselling Microsoft badly. One analyst pegged the gaming division for a loss of more than $1 billion in a single year. So investors floated the obvious fix: spin Xbox off, sell it, make it somebody else's headache. Spencer talked Nadella out of it. Keep the hardware, the software, and the studios together, he argued, under one roof. That one argument is the reason Xbox still exists. Spencer spent the next decade building. He launched Game Pass, a Netflix-style subscription where one monthly fee gets you a whole library of games. He pushed Play Anywhere, the same titles on your PC, in the cloud, on your phone. And he spent enormous money. Buying Bethesda, then Activision Blizzard. By the end, he'd nearly tripled the size of the gaming business. To players, Spencer wasn't some suit in Redmond. He was one of them. On February 20th, 2026, the Spencer era ended. Microsoft announced his retirement after 38 years and named his replacement in the same breath, Asha Sharma, chief executive of Microsoft Gaming, reporting straight to Nadella. Sharma is, pointedly, not a games person. No console in her past. No studio she built from scratch. Spencer even agreed to stick around as an advisor through the summer. So who is the person taking his chair? The reshuffle went deeper than one name. In April, Microsoft dropped the word gaming and renamed the whole division, simply Xbox, which made Sharma's title CEO of Xbox. A longtime executive named Matt Booty got promoted to chief content officer over roughly 40 studios and was told to report to her. And Sarah Bond, the Xbox president who championed putting games on every device, left the company during the handoff. Remember her. She matters later. Sharma's resume is a tour of modern consumer tech. Product leader at Meta, working on Messenger and Instagram. Then chief operating officer at Instacart, the grocery delivery company, steering it through its stock market debut in 2023. Then back to Microsoft in 2024 to run CoreAI, the team behind its artificial intelligence platforms. Subscriptions, commerce, AI at scale. That's the whole career. Making games isn't on it. The org chart is doing the talking now. Put a subscriptions and AI operator in charge of a creative division, reporting straight to the CEO, and you've quietly announced how you plan to treat it. Not as a games company. As a product line, something you optimize for margins, for growth, for platform metrics, like any other piece of software. People read org charts the way others read tea leaves. This one wasn't subtle. Now, watch who Sharma brought in with her. A head of growth poached straight from OpenAI. A subscriptions lead from Instacart. Fresh hands off her old CoreAI team. Meanwhile, two Microsoft veterans with 24 years each walked out the door. The talent swap tells you the plan at a glance. Platform growth, user acquisition, developer tooling. Over decades of publishing pedigree. Two more moves, both quiet. Sharma created Xbox's first ever chief operating officer, Helen Chang, who used to run Minecraft, now on the hook for profit and loss across the entire business. And she pulled two names in close. King, the studio behind Candy Crush, and Mojang, the studio behind Minecraft. Both now report directly to her. Those are the cash cows. When the boss keeps the reliable earners on a short leash and lets the prestige studios drift, the priorities read right off the page. Then came July 6th. Xbox announced roughly 3,200 layoffs, about 20% of the whole division. 1,600 right away, another 1,600 over the year that followed. Line that up against the rest of Microsoft, where the cuts came to around 2%. 10 times the pain, aimed at one corner of the company. This wasn't quiet belt-tightening. This was a division getting singled out. Individual studios took direct hits. Compulsion and Double Fine were cut loose to go independent. Undead Labs and Ninja Theory put up for sale. Arcane set to be sold or spun off entirely, which is why some outlets counted 4 studios that day and others counted 5. But notice what didn't happen. Not one announced first-party game got canceled. The projects survived. A lot of the people building them did not. The layoffs didn't come out of nowhere. Underneath all of it, the sales were sliding. In the most recent quarter, gaming revenue fell about 6.5%, from $5.7 billion down to $5.3 billion. Xbox hardware sales dropped a staggering 33%. In the United Kingdom, Xbox sales fell 39% across last year. When the machines stop selling, the math on those studios gets hard, fast. So why get a division that's still shipping games? Sharma laid out the numbers, and they're brutal. More than $20 billion poured into content and hardware over 5 years, and that's before you even count Activision. The payoff? Annual revenue actually fell by around $500 million. Margins she called 3 to 10 times lower than comparable businesses. All of gaming is just 6% of Microsoft's revenue. Her verdict: we spread ourselves too thin. Underneath the spreadsheet, there's a culture war. Spencer was beloved. The steward who saved Xbox. Sharma's already been cast by critics as a pain sponge, brought in to make the cuts nobody else had the stomach for. And an AI executive running creative studios? That genuinely frightens people. Sharma saw it coming. In her February letter to staff, she promised Xbox would not, her exact words, flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Here's our read. Remember Sarah Bond? For years, she pushed Xbox everywhere. The games on every screen you own. She's gone, and Sharma is steering hard back toward the console, which is still around 80% of the business. So we spread ourselves too thin isn't just a strategy. It's a verdict on the buy everything, everywhere at once empire Spencer spent a decade building. The new boss just called it a mistake. What do we actually watch from here? 3 things. First, whether AI tooling quietly creeps into the studios despite that no slop promise. Second, whether Candy Crush and Minecraft, now reporting straight to the top, become the real strategic core. And the big one, whether the margins improve enough to keep Nadella from reopening the question he answered back in 2014. Should Microsoft own Xbox at all? Strip away the titles, and here's what's left. Microsoft looked at Xbox and decided it isn't a games company anymore. It's a product to be optimized, so it hired a product person to do the optimizing. Appointment, overhaul, layoffs, all inside 5 months. The biggest reset in Xbox's 25-year history. Whether the games survive the spreadsheet is the real question now, and that's the one we'll be watching. If this made the story click, a like genuinely helps us out. Subscribe if you want more reads like this one, and I'll see you in the next one.